Bunch of stuff to talk about today. We're going to go over some of the new UI in game. We've got some data mines, and we're going to go over all of the promo codes and some messaging about the glitched out promo codes for last week. First things first, this is coming in from the devs directly. There was also a post from Pathfinder. More Knull shards are on the way. Free login calendar containing 50 shards of Knull are heading your way. Check in every day to claim these shards and unlock the King in Black. Uses darkness abilities to own the battlefield soon. In last week's blog, they suggested that when you unlock Knull, there will be some sort of event, and they didn't state the amount of time. You gain access to 4 red. Yesterday, there was a Cosmic Crucible tournament where the reworked Starjammers were live, and also was Knull. And the general impression I got was that Starjammers reworked on offense wreck. I mean, they are very strong. They did a lot of what they're going to do. And then I heard mixed things about Knull. I didn't find him to be effective on defense. Words out there that he did quite good on offense in certain situations. So I'm going to take an opportunity to play test Knull, and as soon as I can share my thoughts in a video format, I will do that. So be on the lookout soon for a Knull gameplay video. All right. Previously deactivated promo codes MSF 7, Reward 7, and it's just the word anniversary, not the stars. That's just kind of confusing. Any commanders who did not claim any of the following codes previously may now claim one code in the standard manner. And then it says, please visit the player gift page to redeem marvelstrikeforce.com player gift. So that's the normal way to unlock codes, is go on the website, and there is a player gift part. Once you click on your icon, a drop-down menu will appear, and then you could enter in the code. Now, this is the code that gave 500 power cores, and then also there was Nightcrawler and Cyclops shards. No other information on this. I know some people were expecting a little bit more than this, but go and do that and see if it works too. Now, there were some other codes from the tournament yesterday. The first one is Happy 7 CCMSF, and that gives 400 training modules and 100 level 1 purple ions. And then there was a second one, which was Let's Go 5C. And I was finding that uppercase or lowercase were working. And for me, it errored out every single time that I tried to put this message in there, and it looked like it was not working. However, when I went in game, all of the items were there. So the first promo code was for these two things, and then the second promo code was for that. So if you want to be sure, is just be mindful of how much gold you have before you start using the codes, how much power cores you have beginning codes. For me, this always errored out, and then it just worked when I looked in game. Also, what is the lock symbol on the character page? So there is some new UI, and this is in relation to the overpowered mechanic, which there was a video about the other day, and that is this item right here, which is a hex button right here, and there's an exclamation point. And then in the video that's shown, it had like a 9, a 10, whatever. And when you go up to in a match, and if your character is an 8 and their character is a 9, then there's certain bonuses whenever there is an overpower level. When two characters have the same level, then there's no difference. But when the overpowered character has a higher overpower, they get like 50% extra damage, 50% extra focus. And in a situation where they both have the same speed, the overpowered character wins, gets to go first, where normally it would just be a coin flip. The other area of the game where this UI has changed, and it's in preparation of this coming to the game, is in the character loading screen. So when you go in here, and let's say I load up a random team, I'm just going to load up them. This changed. It looks like a belt now, but what's going to happen is all of this is going to shift over, and like the 10 will be in the middle, and then the ISO will be right here, and then on the far right side will be that hexagon shaped icon. I believe it's going to be in purple, and it'll have the overpower number. And that was in the video as well. What else do we got right here? Introducing global milestones. And I got to tell you, this is a nothing burger today. And if you go in game, you can see it's called This Is a Test. And the way that I would describe this before reading all this, it's like an alliance event, but except it's the whole entire game. Everybody in the game gets to participate towards a group alliance, a group global milestone. So it's a milestone where everybody that plays the game is in the same alliance, and you're working towards that. Take a break from blasting your fellow commanders off the battle wheel to work together and complete milestones. The first milestone will be a test, and it's called This Is a Test to ensure the feature is running optimally and will not feature rewards you would see in a typical global milestone. Yeah, they're pretty bad. We're going to look at them. They're like green materials, right? Green gear materials. This is a test and will also be shorter. The second test will have rewards that include L4 training modules, which everybody's looking for, it feels like. I mean, I think this is one of the main bottlenecks that occur in the game right now. McCracken crystal fragments. That's not the way you say it, but that's the way I say it. That's for Lilandra. You don't want to miss out on this one. How to participate. Check the global milestones in the milestone section and see what action scores points and then completes your actions by playing each day. Easy. Milestone status bar displays your contribution and the contributions of all other commanders. In order to claim rewards during global milestones, you'll have to complete actions that score points. And the one that's running right now, I mean, it's just a test, but it's like actually like blitz and bad rewards, and it's called This Is a Test. All right, so I hit milestones, and then it's over here, and I believe it's just called This Is a Test. All right, this is only a test. And when I go in here and I hit scoring, it's like, play a bits match. But that doesn't sound great. And then you're going to get these garbage rewards. So they're saying it's not going to be like this, but this is an example of the idea of what it's going to look like. And this is just their initial run to make sure that the coding is working correctly. All right. We got some data mines. This is of interest to me. The next Battle Pass Season 43 will feature Scarlet Witch Zombie, which for me, that's of high interest. Scarlet Witch Zombie is proving to be an effective plug-and-play character inside of War. Like, she's being pulled off of her team. Mostly that's because she has the anti-speed bar mechanic built into her kit when she's above 50%. It's just similar to the way that Captain Britain works in Cosmic Crucible. Battle passes for me have been hit and miss in the last 3-4 months. I think the last handful of them I've bought, but there was a period where I was buying every other one, and that largely was depending on whether or not I needed the shards of the character. Right now I'm also in need of training materials, so that's also a consideration. And then you got earn X coins and Howard shards. Commander, get ready for the legend contribution milestones. Gain progress in this event by earning undying orbs, earning points for Liberty Tower, and playing Cosmic Crucible Starjammers. Earn fantastic rewards, including Howard shards, X coin, Crimson Mystic Gear contains. Okay, good luck, Commander. Now, a lot of people have been asking about this X coins shop and what characters to take to gear tier 20. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I will share what I did, and you may or may not do the same thing. I did take Odin to gear tier 20, and a lot of that has to do with I'm anticipating that the overpower will come into the game, and I believe that Odin, not only at gear tier 20, is going to be quite menacing, but so he will be when he's at 20 and the other character's at 19, and he's going to get the extra overpowered, which is extra damage. 50% extra damage on Odin, plus the stat increase by going to gear tier 20 seems very impactful. So what characters do I recommend taking to gear tier 20? I'm going to say the smart answer is to not do any of them. Maybe wait and see. Do whatever you want to do. I know people always do whatever they want to. I felt comfortable taking Odin. The only character that we know that is required is going to be Lilandra. So if you want to have like a no-risk situation, maybe consider doing Lilandra. The first section of nodes that are going to require gear tier 20 in the Professor X unlock is going to be City. And the developer's notification was in the data mines, and then it showed up in game, said that for the City area, they were recommending Vigilante and or Blade and Oath. That being said, typically in this game, like if we look at the Mystic tag, a lot of the best characters in the game are Mystic. Blade and Ode are Mystic. And so the way that I'm approaching this store is that I'm looking specifically for now Mystic. I just don't see a situation where I'm going to need these Mystic pieces. And I'm also thinking that, you know, like even Mephisto's Mystic, right? Probably going to do Mephisto. You got Blade and Oath. And so for me, I'm doing that now. Now I've already accrued 537,000. These are multiples of 1, but I personally have also seen multiples of 10. So I don't feel that right now with the amount of currency I've saved up over the next 38 days that I'm going to run into a situation where I'm going to have to refresh the store or just buy everything for right now. I'm just going to be on the lookout for Mystic. Maybe my ideas on this will change over time. But for now, I feel like Mystic is going to be a problem. I really do. I mean, if we just go into the roster screen right now and sort for Mystic, right? And you'll see that a lot of the characters, best characters in the game are Mystic. I mean, we just saw some of them right there. You know, like a lot of these characters are really good at the top. You got Odin, Knull, Blade, Oath, Mephisto, Kahori. I mean, that's just a couple of them, right? Those are all characters that are Mystic. So, you know, this changes from time to time, but right now Mystic seems to be the most likely one of the strongest traits in the game right now. We got one last data mine, and big shout out to Quick Draw for this data mine. There's also a data mine that is coming in from Boylon. This is brand new weekly, monthly events, probably related to the new Commander Hub or whatever. Some example missions: Big Spender Daily, Big Spender Weekly, Big Spender Monthly, Big Spender Season, Big Spender Flash, Big Spender Meta, 2 Merciless Foes. Now, what's interesting to me is this season thing, and I wanted to talk about this because this was a large theme at the summit, and it was also something they mentioned in the Strike Spot video. So this season, the way that it was explained to me is going to be a big part of the game. There's going to be, it's going to change the way the game is played, the way the seasons are. And then this is not just like a crucible season. This is not just like a war season. This is going to be more impactful than that. And all the details have not been fleshed out yet, but I will tell you some of the things that they are very aware, and I think that they're trying to address with this new system is, like, for one, they're very aware of how useless a lot of the shops are with the currency that is built up in the community. A lot of people have, you know, hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions of currency built up, effectively making the shops meaningless. And I know that is something that they want to address. Now we're going to have to see how that plays out. Lastly, on the bottom of this data mine right here is the talk of the Kyln Tower. He said Kyln is the inescapable intergalactic prism. It's time to find out. Select a 3-character team based on the cell's requirements, and then fight through 58 cells of the most ruthless enemies in the galaxy to escape with rewards and freedom. Falcon, Joaquin, Patriot, and Petty Carter fight unrestricted in this event and consider any requirements based on mode or allies as satisfied. So there's going to be a new Kyln Tower, and they show some of the traits being Liberty. And then also down here, they're talking about Liberty or Mighty Avengers at gear tier 19. Requires Liberty or Mortal X-Men at gear tier 19. Also, text indicating purple 3 is required on the highest stages with these requirements. This was something that happened last time around, and so this doesn't feel that unpredictable. It feels like it's in line with my personal expectations of the way the last one was ran. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye for now.